Okay, hello. Dartboard flux capacitor. There is a hidden flux capacitor in the dartboard. I'm going to show you what it is. Here is the original flux capacitor from Back to the Future. The cup of Christ, the martini glass, yeah, shaken not stirred. Here's the womb. I don't know if you can see my little cursor. But here's the womb, and when these three legs become one, okay, the metaphysical, the physical, and then uh, man here, or Jesus, or God, or whatever. But this point here is actually the balance point between those three things. So I would put, man here, and metaphysical and physical, and that point at which those three come together, yeah, when the Holy Trinity becomes one, that little point right there, that's balance, right? That's God. Okay. So this dartboard thing, this is pretty interesting. I'll show you a picture of the dartboard real quick, and I've got it on my paint, and there's some scribble on it. So bear with me. Here we go. This thing. I'm gonna have to scroll this just a little. That's a bit better. Okay, I've got a bunch of scribble on here. Ignore that scribble for just a second. So what I've done in here is I have basically taken, because this is an odd number of, I say an odd number, it's actually an even number of sections around the dartboard. It's difficult to divide up three ways, right? But anyway, I've divided it up like this, okay, because it makes sense to me. We've got August the 16th over here on one leg, okay? That is Madonna's birthday and Elvis's death date, so it's a pretty significant day. It's right here on the dartboard, 8/16, right? So I've taken that as one leg. And then we've gone symmetrically, I don't know how you say that, we've mirrored over, and we've taken the other leg over here, which is the mirror of this leg, and we've taken this leg here, and it's a 10 and a 15. So we have a 115, which is November the 5th, okay? 11/5 for this other leg. And then at the top of the Trinity right here, we've got 521, okay? May the 21st. This is a special day. If you've been watching my decodes, if you're new to this, some of this won't make sense, but if you've been watching my dartboard decode, you'll know all about this number here, the matrix number 521. And if we read it in reverse, as I've got it in here, if we read this thing the right way around, it's an 125 is an abbreviation basically of 1225 of Christmas. But of course, when we're born into this world, everything's reversed. Everything's the wrong way around. We are the hanged man. Okay, and so the number for the matrix is the opposite way around. 521 instead of 125. Now, this trinity here, there's nothing necessarily wrong with the numbers in this trinity at all. Okay, but it's just the way you interpret things in the world. All right. There would be a lot of people who would get upset if I was saying, 125 or 521 is the same number. If I was saying that the number that represented the matrix is exactly the same number that represents Christ. It basically is, but it's just which way around is balanced, and that's all that these numbers being in reverse are trying to demonstrate. Is, are you the balanced man, or are you the are you the, I don't know, or are you just succumbing to desires that the matrix puts in front of you. Well, waffling already. But the point would be that this would be like the metaphysical here. This would be the physical, and this would be man right here. Yeah, born perfect. Yeah, 125. But the moment we're born, 521 occurs. The matrix occurs. Now, there's nothing to say that this thing can't be balanced as well. But the problem is, it's the perspective of the individual man to make those choices in his life, whether he's going to be balanced or not. Okay? I mean, when you're born, you're perfect. You don't have a choice in, I don't know, doing things wrong. You know, when you're initially born, you know, you don't really have a choice in, I'm gonna start, you know, ripping people off, and I'm gonna, you know, start using technology way too much, and I'm basically become a glutton for everything that the matrix feeds to me. No, when you're born, initially, you're perfect, okay? That's not to say that this thing can't be perfect. The 521 can't be perfect. But this is like where your own consciousness has a choice now, okay? So this thing can remain a 125, or it can go out of balance, all right? Okay, so there's our three legs. There's our well, can be a holy trinity, or it could be an unholy trinity, depending again on, you know, your actions in the world, or our actions in the world. Right? What do I want to go to? I want to show you. Actually, I've got it in Paint. Let me show you right here. Okay, this is where it is in the in my chart of Lorraine. Oh, let's change that to red. I don't like that black. Okay, these are our numbers. Yeah, here's our 521 that's at the top of the dartboard right here. Okay, and this is this number right here in the table, the chart of Lorraine. If you don't know what this is, sorry, but this is like, if you don't know what this is, you have to just go over to my back catalogue and do some homework, and I can point you in the right direction if you need help. But a chart of balancing numbers, what I like to call it. And here's our 521 here in that chart. These are all generated by Fibonacci type sequences. Okay, so these are not just numbers that I've put in here. These are generated by a formula. Okay, this number here, this 521, again, is a cross references back to 213. Okay, it's in the second row, the 13th column, 213, and 213 is the start of this whole thing here. Super important. What we've got going on is our other two sets of numbers in the dartboard, our other two legs. Here's our 816, yeah, August the 16th, right here. These numbers in here. Okay, and again, here's our remember the 5th of November right in here. Okay, so we have our, you know, it's pretty significant the way these are in this table, I believe. Okay, and the way they're represented in the dartboard, with those three legs. Okay, in a trinity. Now, where do I want to go from here? I got a whole bunch of stuff that I can cover now with this. What was my other? Okay, what I want to do actually is, so that's pretty interesting. Do I leave it at that for this video? Yeah, okay. What I want to do then is I'm going to take you on a little journey now and show you again one more little thing about this that is rather fascinating, because if you've been watching my previous videos, I've been doing a lot of number jumps with this day here, from this day from the 21st of May. Okay, so I want to show you a number jump now that is pretty impressive, I think. So let's go to the number jump. So we've seen this in the table, right? These are numbers that are generated by Fibonacci type sequences, okay? So these are not just put in here by chance. You know, these are not just made up numbers in terms of me just writing numbers in a table. These are generated by a formula, okay? So now we'll go back to the dartboard. I'll show you this one more time. Dartboard. Okay. So we go back to this, and I'm going to show you how this leg, and this leg are now connected. Okay. So if we go from 521, and in fact I've got it in my number jumper. If we go from 521, okay, here it is, May the 21st, and we do our 168 days, the 16th of August. Okay, so we do 168-day jump. It takes us to November the 5th. I think that's pretty crazy, nuts. I don't even. It's just mental, really, that works like that. You know, that thing works like that. It's in my chart of Lorraine, and it's in the bloody dartboard. I mean, it's crazy, really. It's absolutely crazy. Anyway. Do I leave it there for the video? No, I'm not going to leave it there, because what I want to do is I want to show you some links now to November the 5th. Well, we know what November the 5th is, yeah? Remember. And again, remembering, right? Because we've got Remembrance Day coming up on the 11th as well, which is 11/11, the day after Pi Day, November the 10th. Which is that's the big day that's encoded in the dollar bill, along with Washington and water coming over the dam. If you fold that dollar bill right, you need to go check out my old dollar bill folds and all that stuff, because this is all basically accumulating as I go along, all this stuff, as we go further down the rabbit hole here. Where it ends, I'm not sure, but of course, that's one of the hot dates. You know I keep doing these blooming Madonna death videos, and I've done a lot of stuff on the October the 11th, which is I would call it the kind of, I don't know, it's just another day that has the 10/11 in it, okay? And so November now, the 10th, is the next hot date for, something to happen, an event of significance to happen. Let me show you some little interesting stuff, because of course I brought Madonna back up again, and I'm still on this, I don't know, this little slight obsession with the idea that Madonna has to croak it, in terms of the ritual metaphor, before man can be reborn, before man is free of those chains. Okay, so that's the metaphor that Madonna has to die. We already had the Queen, okay, and so Madonna's the next step in that metaphor, okay, before the final, if you like, before the final dam breaks open and washes everything clean. So, and that being, as I always say, is most likely going to be the Hoover Dam if anything were to happen. But this Madonna death date thing, I'm gonna show you some really interesting stuff now that connects November the 5th again, kind of back with Madonna, with Die Another Day and some other bits and bobs. So I want to show you one thing real quick, while we're on the subject of November the 5th. Remember. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Remembering, yeah, to remember. Okay, what's the member? The member is the phallus, and the member represents physical mankind, both men and women, our physical being, right? That's what that represents. And so to remember, yeah, is to remember the physical, to remember, to become the physical again, yeah? Because the thing about the physical, if you become the physical correctly and you follow the rules of physical nature, that thing's in balance, right? Because there's a set of rules there that's interwoven into the physical world. That's the beauty of the physical world, is that the rules are all there, okay? It's been created perfectly by God. You know, we come along and mess it up, but the rules are perfect. They are there. Basically boils down to balance. But anyway, this film, Swept Away. Okay, are we getting it already? You know, swept away, the dam has swept away, the waters have swept away all of the sin, you know, all the sinners in the world. So the deluge, you know, I mean, anyway, swept away. Guy Ritchie, okay? She had to marry a guy, you know, because of Guy Fawkes, okay, and Bonfire Night, okay? Um, Bonfire, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, anyway, what's interesting about this film is look at our release date, the 11th of October. Yeah, 2002, the 11th of October. That previous date that I was whining on about. Here we have it, foreshadowed here, and again, yes, the 11th of October. We flip the days around, we flip the month around, and we've got the 10th of November. Okay, interchangeable, like a lot of these numbers are. You know, we can get to quite a lot of different dates through, you know, just a small amount of numbers. Actually, we can get to quite a lot of different dates. So, but anyway, we've got all the numbers here. We've got 1011 or 1110 and the 22 in there as well. So that is pretty interesting. And we've also got the 89. Yeah, remember, the Queen dies on the 8th of September. The 89. Remember it in the chart. Remember. Remember it in the chart. Here's the chart. Remember, this is all, the 11 column right here is all to do with the Queen, yeah? So we've got the 8-9 here for her death. I forgot what I was going to say now. We've got our funeral, and we've got 9/11. So, you know, and actually, I forgot to do this, but this actually, there's an encoding for the crowning of Charlie Boy in the dartboard. Believe it or not, I need to do that one. But this is encoded in the dartboard. It's 364, and the crowning of the new king is in the dartboard. I'll do that one hopefully some point. That's I already did it. I'm kind of losing track of what I've done and what I haven't done. Anyway, but this is the significance, you know, in this 11 column here. This 89's there. Let's go back to this a minute. So I just thought I was interested. I should put that in there. I mean, this guy that plays the guy that basically, I mean, I don't know if it's spoiler alert, but the film apparently is not very good. But she plays, you know, the entitled rich woman, and she ends up getting turned around by this guy here. So, you know, again, we've kind of got the rebirth of the Matrix thing going on there. You know, the Matrix being I don't know, reconfigured by the balanced man. Okay. Anyway, the guy's name, I stuck it in the Gematrinator. Just, you know, you just got to. Where have I got it here? So I stuck his name in here, and we got a 139. we've got the 85, you know, but the 139, as I've said before, 139 is, let's go to the chart again, 139 right here. Okay, but 139 is also the total. I don't have it written on this table, but it's also the total for the 7 column. 139 should be written in here. I've got it on previous decodes. Occasionally, this is my sort of base format, and I usually write extra bits in when I'm doing it. But this is the total for this column is 139, and so it's a, what do I want to say? It's basically the total for this column, as this column is to do with balance. Yeah, this column represents these two columns coming together balanced. Okay, so 139 represents that balance, as does 143. Okay, so those two numbers are kind of interchangeable, and you'd have to watch a previous decode to know why that is. But anyway, I don't want to get bogged down on this Madonna stuff too much, because where do I want to go now? I want to show you just a couple of other really interesting things with the jump with Madonna. Actually, let's go to this, and I've got this on a another one here. I think it's this one, and this has got all of our number jumps for November the 5th. And let me show you this, because this is nuts as well. So November the 5th is the 309th day of the year, 56 days remaining, right? Now, we know on our dartboard, if we do 168 days from our 521 day, that gives us, that connects these 2 days. Okay, so already we've got Madonna connecting to November the 5th, right? So November the 5th is kind of a reflection of Madonna's birthday in a way. So obviously November the 5th could possibly be another day for the death of Madonna. And of course, what Guy Fawkes was planning to do is bring down the Matrix. Yeah, that's what he was planning to do. Blow up the Houses of Parliament. That is the Matrix, yeah? So that's what he was planning to do on this day. Okay? Important to know these things, I guess. I don't know. For all those people that aren't English and gets that drum down your throat at school all the time. So, what's interesting about November the 5th is the twin date for November the 5th is February the 25th. Okay, it's the 56th day of the year and 309 days remaining. Okay, so February the 25th, which is 225. And again, go back to the table. 225 is down the bottom here, and it's in our 10 column. Remember, I was going on about this with Madonna before, because she had the 22 referenced, 1022 referenced in her Die Another Day video, and I said, well, the other day that's right here is the 25th, that ties into the 22nd in the 10 column, yeah, October. So, you know, that's why I was picking that date out. Well, turns out that the day here, yeah, 511, that's in this column here, right here, is the twin date for February the 25th. You see how this stuff ties together? Insane. Okay? It gets even better than this, though, because the next day after, the next day after the 25th is the 26th of February. No Sherlock. This is the 57th day of the year and the 308th day remaining. Okay, so February the 26th, 226. Okay, so what, Dan? Something interesting happened on this day. Okay, back in, I think it was 93. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, you already know what I'm going to go to. Most people do when I said 93. Okay, this thing. Okay, right here. This deal where they, I don't know, they parked a truck at the bottom of one of the columns there, and they tried to take the place down, but carried out on February the 26th. Okay. Oh my lord! You know what I've just seen here? Look at this bot. Look at this. That probably doesn't mean very much to somebody, but you know we were just looking at that. I just noticed that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think it was 1363 though. So that same set of numbers, just getting taken away from this right now. If you take all these numbers, add them all up individually, I believe that comes to 1363. Don't add that one in because this is just a total column for the numbers from here to here is totaled here. Okay, so don't add that column in there. If you take these, add those numbers up, and then add these numbers here in with it as well, so we're going to the 13th column. Pretty sure that was 1363. It might have been 1336. I think it was 63 though. But that's the same set of numbers right there. Pretty interesting. Where do I want to go to anyway? Let's go back to this. Sorry, I got distracted there. I saw that and I was like, the 26th. Okay. So most people will know about this. Okay. I don't need to say anything else more about this apart from this is like a mini version of the main event, a precursor event again, one of these precursor events. And so, as a precursor event, what I want to do is go back and show you how that ties in now back to the Queen and back to Madonna again for potential things to happen, right? And I'm going to explain the theory on that right now. So we've got this mini 911 thing going on here, right? Now, the twin date for that takes us the day before November the 5th. Okay, so November the 4th, okay, is the twin date for this February the 26th. So, what's interesting about that is this is 114. Okay, this is the CRM 114. Okay, that was, this is also the day of the year that the Queen dies, 114 days remaining in the year on the 8th of September. Okay, so now we're tying back to the Queen and we're tying back to Bloomin' Kubrick and all this stuff. We're tying back to Prince Charles again with his birthday. This is the day before. Yeah, this event ties into the day before, the eve of this thing. Okay, this is the eve. Wow. Okay, so if you remember what I'm saying is that the 911 event is the eve. Okay, is man going into Eve? It happens on the eve of being reborn. Okay, so again, remember the 5th of November. It didn't work out for Guy Fawkes, but and somebody's probably shouting at the screen, on the towers there's the Fawkes going up the towers. Yeah, the tridents up the side of the tower, the Fawkes, the Guy Fawkes. Okay, it's just absolutely nuts. Anyway, that's probably where I want to leave it, but I will show you this much. So that 225, let me show you this one thing one more time so that you know the Die Another Day thing. I'll show you the Die Another Day thing. Here was the October the 22nd. This was going on about before, tying into the 225. And maybe the other day, Die Another Day for Madonna, was going to be the 25th. Well, maybe it's going to be the 5th of November. Maybe it's going to be the 4th of November. I don't know. I'm just showing you how these dates tie together. I'll show you something else as well. There's 20. If we put this in, the converter between Julian and Gregorian calendars, okay, October the 22nd, okay, converts to November the 4th. So You know, you can make your own mind up on it, what you think, but and you know, maybe nothing happens. I don't know. You know, who the hell knows? All I do know is that I'm probably I probably might go and buy a couple of extra cans of baked beans if Madonna does die on the 4th or the 5th or something like that. Just, you know, maybe I don't know, maybe a couple of cans of baked beans. Oh dear. Anyway, I think I got to leave it there for that. I mean, that is pretty much it in a nutshell there. Hopefully that ain't too long. And that is again how these dates all tie back to the Holy Trinity and to the dartboard and to all that stuff that I've been talking about. Kind of going around in circles. I'm sorry, but you know. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and well, I'll catch you on the next one. All right, cheers, bye.